What do people not recognize as bullying, but actually is? Belittling people for asking genuine questions, or shaming them for not knowing what is polite, based on your specific culture and lifestyle. People come from all different generations, cultures, and walks of life, and what is considered polite vs offensive really does vary. There are much better ways to teach people why you prefer certain language over others than using shame. I know others mentioned high school examples, but my biggest bullying example always came from the adults in my family comparing the younger cousins. Like so and so has all this education in this or that field and not doing anything with it. You don't want to be like that, do you? Or it's on you if you don't make something out of yourself, like so and so. Just ugh. Everyone has their own journey and story. It's not my job to outwork, out-achieve someone else. Let me figure out my own shit, please. Criticizing people every chance possible, justifying it as real world preparation. Dating someone through a dare. There were girls in my year at school that used to shout out, "Oh wow, where did you get your hair done?" to me, which never seemed like an insult until you saw them giggling and pointing, and teachers never picked up on it. Hell, it took me a while to figure it out myself until one girl confessed at the end of the year that they were making fun of my hair. Some of the worst bullying doesn't touch the victim at all. Doesn't use bad words. It's often done right in front of the clueless teachers or other authority figures. That's the point. It's the bully flexing that they can torture you openly in public and get away with it. It's the awful plausible deniability that makes you so sure that even if you reached out for help, nobody would even believe that you were being bullied at all. My teachers sure didn't recognize things like kicking the back of my chair over and over again and laughing as bullying, but it was to me. Provoking someone's anger so much that almost anyone on earth would eventually retaliate physically, thus leading to the bullying victim getting into trouble. Basically anything that uses manipulation and is sneaky and deceptive so that it flies under the radar or either school teachers or law enforcement authorities. Exclusion is pretty bad. It's not bullying because they're not hurting or otherwise harassing the person, but it fucking hurts badly. This includes everything from your friend group being upset with you and excluding you when you're 8, and when you're in college and all your friends are ghosting you. It's so psychologically damaging. It hurts your confidence, self-image, and much more. A lot of the people in my old friend group were very, shall we say, unavailable. Some because they actually had issues with me, some because of their own mental and life problems. Either way, it fucking killed me for the longest time not knowing if I was being annoying or being shitty when it was really that these people were just not willing to communicate even when approached. I eventually learned that it's not my responsibility to constantly try to initiate things with these people, and that if they weren't going to try, then they clearly don't care about keeping my friendship. Despite that though, my self-confidence and social skills are damaged even 4 or so years later. There is absolutely no excuse for adults to not be able to sit down and maturely discuss with each other the problems in their relationship. The fact that so many adults choose to go ghost instead of confronting problems bothers me so much, and even more so knowing how many people had to deal with the kind of shit I did as a result. You even see this issue in family courts, where one parent will try to deprive the other of all visitation rights, which is unbelievably fucking traumatizing for a child to have to be between. Shit is just ridiculous, and there's no good reason for it. Telling your child they need to lose weight when they comply, you still offer them food when they refuse because of what you said. You call them ungrateful for not eating their food. You then criticize every single personality trait the child has, telling them they're too shy or timid. When they start to tell you they don't want to visit anymore, you question them, call them ungrateful, a waste of time, and useless to you. The child begin to not have a liking for you, so they forever are ashamed to be your child. There you go, Dad. Now do you understand? I know my dad wasn't abusing me, but I guess take it lightly, because I'm sorry you guys have gone through worse. IDK what it's like to be physically, mentally, sexually, and emotionally abused. Please take this with a grain of salt. Not sure if it was bullying, but it was hella damaging to my psyche. Whenever I invited my friends somewhere they'd always come. But they never invited me. They'd talk about how much fun they all had over the weekend right in front of me. I was getting indisputably bullied, like rocks thrown at me, and in my suicide note I wrote my bullies care more about hating me than my friends do liking me. Not taking no for an answer. When people get called on their terrible behavior and try to pretend they're the victim instead of actually taking accountability for their actions. People fuck up. It happens all the time. It's easy to say sorry, learn your lesson, and not do the shitty thing again. Those popular girls that speak to you like you're a baby and act all nice with you. It's more subtle, but I think toxic positivity is just bullying someone into shutting up about their unpleasant feelings. Just think about happy things. Be positive. There are people who have it so much worse. Yeah, fuck you, Pollyanna. I get to feel things. Having unrealistic expectations for new and or young hires. They will make mistakes, but that doesn't give anyone permission to verbally, mentally, emotionally, or financially abuse them. Backhanded compliments. Wow, that haircut looks good on you. It covers the acne on your forehead really well. It's an insult, not a compliment. I wish people would notice this more. Criticizing and attacking someone and labeling it as helping by being honest. You're not honest, you're just a fucking asshole with a superiority complex. A dude in my friend group at school would lead an attack on this one girl and would defend it by saying, if I don't tell her how shit she is, she'll never know, and she'll never stop being shit and other people will tell her. The others would eat it up, and I seemed to be the only one who saw how cruel and gross it was. High school teacher here, almost everything that comes out of their mouth. The vast majority simply have thoughts and say them, regarding appearance, weight, intelligence, race, anything. The surprising bit is they don't bully the obvious targets. You're safe if you're really weird or different. It's the slightly unique that get so many mean comments, endless. Parents manipulating their kids into making life decisions expected/wanted for them. Offering unsolicited advice to adult children when they lead their life not the preferred way or the way the parents envisioned. Booing a woman for declining a public proposal. Death by a 1,000 paper cuts. Persistent non-stop picking throughout the day, every day, by different people. Even if it's mild, at some point you just feel the world is against you, and all the faces blur on who is being the bully. It's everyone. Controlling someone else's narrative to lift yourself up. I was always a shy, awkward girl, and people would always say things to me to make me uncomfortable. I came to refer to it as watch the shy girl squirm. It's kind of hard to describe, and it sounds so obscure to anyone who wasn't also a painfully shy little soul in school. It would be things like sitting in class, minding my business, and having a big group of guys turn to me and say, hey, do you like my friend here? Do you think he's hot? Or sitting at lunch and having some girl jump in front of me and ask where I got my bra, while all her friends laughed at my dazed expression. It was just really shitty. I went to school with the same people since kindergarten, and so there was no way I was going to work my way into their established cliques. Adults' advice of putting myself out there and talking to new people just wasn't viable when I was with the same pool of people I'd been with for years. I was just left alone, ostracized except for those occasional games of make the shy girl squirm. Graduating high school and coming out of my shell went hand in hand, and I'm a million times happier. I'm a well-adjusted adult with good friends and a good life. I just wish my memories of school were a little happier. School-aged girls are particularly good at disguising their bullying as compliments. For example, oh, what nice shoes. Are they from Walmart? Look, Hannah, Chelsea is wearing shoes from Walmart. The insult, for anyone not familiar with US culture, is that it's a way of saying Chelsea is poor and or doesn't have good taste in footwear. Then if Chelsea complains to an adult, the bully just gives a wide-eyed innocent look and says it was a compliment and they love those shoes. That thing kids do where the entire friend group will surround you and one of them will have a conversation with you while all the others are watching and giggling because the entire joke is someone is talking to you. Helping someone so you can suggest that person is not capable of doing something without your intervention. I had a coworker accuse me of bullying because I was questioning a work process she had put in place that meant she did less work and I did more. I was arguing with her that the process didn't make sense as the products would have to go to shipping then go to her and then back to shipping. Luckily my boss overheard the whole thing, so when she accused me of bullying he said that wasn't bullying, that was a disagreement. She demanded that he send an email telling me what the process should be, so he did. The email backed me up with the process I was arguing for,